And welcome guys back to the channel. Here today, Lucas from Mars coming at you with another video. I know it's been a couple of months since I uploaded. This is the first time I'm uploading since I've gotten back to college. I just really wanted to get settled back into school and find a place to actually record. So I'm really excited to get back into the gist of it here and record some more videos for you guys right now as we are continuing with the National League Divisional Series this year. Probably will be the last episode talking about these series. We'll move on to the AL and NLDS games next time here in the next episode of this series. Anyways, we look at the series recap between the Chicago Blue Sox and the Charlotte Cougars here, as the Blue Sox up 2-1 on Charlotte right now. In this one, you got to see those final scores of those first few games. So, alright, for the Cougars, this is a do-or-die ball game today. They got to win this one to force a Game 5, potentially move on here in the playoffs. Let's get into it. Some playoff action as we get Madison Bumgarner here on the mound pitching for Charlotte. Now, he's had some really good playoff moments in his career, that's for sure. He's at the end of his career in this game right now, though. And this last year, maybe one of his worst years of his career, but I mean, he's 37, 38 years old, so can't really fault him for that. But he is a great playoff pitcher, so let's see if we can bring that experience to the forefront here. But he doesn't start off well because he gives up a double. An extra base hit there to Christian Pache, the leadoff man for Chicago. Only his third hit of the playoffs to this point, but he got a good swing on that ball and drove it right down the line. So here we go. We got a man on second to begin this game for Chicago. And now we get Rhys Hoskins coming up here, 4 for 11 with a homer. And he's got a man on third here, driving one, and it's going to drop. It's going to drop, yes. Diving and trying to catch it out there as Kyle Saul in left field, but he could not get there. Trying to dive and try and make the catch, and he couldn't get it. And that's going to score a run, 1-0. Chicago here scoring first on the night. Kyle Saul very short, just doesn't have the body length to be able to get that one. I might have hit off the heel of his glove, and now it's Carlos Correa who lines one to the shortstop. Edwin Rios making the play there and making the catch to end the top of the first. So here we go, middle of the first now. Chicago tacking on, getting that first run of the game here in that top of the first, sitting up 1-0. Go to the bottom half of the inning now, and we have Logan Webb pitching for Chicago. This is a off-season signing by the Blue Sox, and it paid off really well. Logan Webb had a great season this year with a 3.12 ERA, exceeding expectations for sure. For the Blue Sox, it was a huge signing, a key piece to their success this year. Randy Rosarena here for Charlotte. He's not doing the job of a leadoff hitter so far in these playoffs, only 2 for 11 so far in the postseason. But he swings at a 1-1, and that's going to be his third hit of the playoffs as he lines one into the outfield for a single. A good job by Rosarena trying to put some good one on the ball, and he's going to try and still second. The throw is high, and it looks like he's going to be safe. No, they call him out. That was a close play there at second base. And I mean, by the slow motion, it kind of looked like he might have been safe there, but they call him out. Great throw by the catcher there behind the plate. He's throwing out a second for the first out of the inning. Then Drew Mendoza striking out on an 80-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch for out number 2. So you're going to look at the playoff brackets there. Only a couple of teams have already moved on in the last episode, of course. The Blue Sox have not moved on yet, but the Alaska Red Wings and the Atlanta Crusaders have already moved on to the championship series. So the winner of this series will play Atlanta, and that's a strikeout of Kyle Saul on a beautiful inside pitch. And that is the end of the first inning here in Charlotte. 1-0 is our score. And that's going to be a line drive. That's under the glove of the third baseman and into the outfield for another hit there, as from first to third goes the runner. And now man on the corners here, only one man out. Chicago really jumping on Madison Bumgarner so far tonight. That's strike 3 called, though. on a high off-speed pitch. And 87 miles an hour for Bumgarner there on the pitcher. And now 2 down, and Christian Pache will lift one into right field. That is going to be down. It's over the glove of the right fielder and off the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes another. 2 runners coming across on Christian Pache's triple into the right field, over the right fielder's head. And it's now 3-0. Rhys Hoskins trying to add on. He hits it a long way, but right to the left fielder, Kyle Saul, who does bring that one in to end the inning with 2 more runs for Chicago here, trying to wrap up this series today and not even try and go into a potentially Game 5 situation. So, Chicago actually needs to win this game. I was mistaken there. Chicago needs to win this game to force a Game 5, as Charlotte is actually leading this series. I think so, as that is going to be a home run by Rhys Hoskins. A drive into the outfield to make it 4-0. And man, Chicago just pouring it on here in this one. Yeah, I think it's Charlotte Cougars are up 2-1, so now it's 4-0 in this game. That's a strikeout by Correa. And man, just a really struggling night here for Madison Bumgarner, giving up a lot of hard hits. And now 2 down in the inning, and that is strike 3 called on the outside corner, as I believe J.J. Baudet got caught looking at that one. Rhys Hoskins getting one into the outfield and driving it out for a home run. And it's 4-0 Chicago here in this one. So you go to the bottom of the 4th, and eventually here Charlotte's got to try and do something to get back in this game. Right now, just out of it. Runner on first here, 1 away in the inning. Trying to steal second, and he pops it up on the infield. And this might lead to a double play as it's caught, and the throwback to first is in time. Man, very unfortunate timing right there to have an infield pop out by no, not by Mendoza. An infield pop out right there. Man, very bad timing, as that's a swing and a miss by Christian Pache, who has just been excellent tonight. But he looks at a pitch there for strike 3 called to end the inning. So man, middle of the 4th, it's still 4-0 here. Chicago looking on their way to force a Game 5 in this series, unless Charlotte can turn it around. We go to the bottom of the 4th here, 2 down in the inning, and that's a strikeout. Swinging and missing, throwing it over to first base in time. And Kyle Saul looking kind of silly there, swinging at that ball. That was not a good pitch to swing at all. And he goes down on strike, so now there is the end of the 4th. Top of the 5th now. That's a strikeout. Tristan Casas swinging and missing. So Bumgarner getting a few strikeouts here tonight, but again, been very inconsistent in this game overall as a whole. So now Juan Soto is up, and he sends a drive into the outfield. That's going to be down, and that's going to go into the gap there and for extra bases. So Juan Soto, really haven't talked a whole lot about him in these playoffs, but he gets a double there, and is now going to be at second base, set up for Chicago to try and just continue adding on to their lead here tonight. Soto just such a perfect swing there, and you get a good look at it in slow motion, and that is going to be the end of the line tonight for Madison Bumgarner. Just not a great performance by him today. Just simply didn't have it, and was really struggling all night long in this one. So unfortunately for him, he will go to the dugout, and they're going to bring in a new pitcher here. It's Daniel Mcgrath. Not very great in the regular season, and so we'll see. He's got to try and hold this game right where it is. Doesn't want it to get more out of hand, as that's a ground ball by Correa. That's going to be a double play. Yes, it will. And a pretty easy double play at that to end the top of the 5th. So halfway home here in this ball game now, and it's 4-0. Chicago still on top by quite a bit here in this one. Got to try and scrape something together, but we're moving on to the top of the 6th inning, and it just looks like this game is all Chicago, as they're going to continue to stretch the lead here. That's going to be 2 more RBIs on a double, And it's now 6-0 here in the 6th inning. And J.J. Bleday, man, he's just extending the lead. And a great swing there. And it's really been a great dominant pitching performance by Chicago. And a great hitting performance. An all-around great performance as a team here. And that's Tristan Casas, who swings and he goes around there and strikes out. So now 6-0 here in the middle of the 6th. And only 2 hits for Charlotte tonight so far. They have just been dominated. So here we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Are they going to finally try and put something together? That ball is hit well with a charge put into it, and it's gone. Over the wall for a 2-run home run by Randy Arozarena. And his first of the playoffs and only his 3rd hit of this postseason so far. And okay, you try to get a little bit closer here. They have scraped something together now. Down by 4, 6-2. And you hope if that's Chicago, that's the beginning of some positive momentum. But that's a strikeout by Drew Mendoza on a nasty inside pitch right there. Got him very badly. And now Ryan McMahon swings and sends a ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Here comes the runner from second. And he's going to score. And now it's a 6-3 ball game. Okay, Chicago here cannot be giving up this lead, man. Because Charlotte is not going to want to go peacefully there. They're now within striking distance halfway to the lead. And that's going to be an out number 3 there. Forced out at second base. But the Cougars, they cut the lead in half here in the 6th inning. It's 6-3. They are not out of it yet. Still have a few more innings here to try and come back in this ball game now. So, okay, you talk about things getting more interesting now. We go to the top of the 7th one. Soto swinging and missing at a 90-mile-an-hour pitch there for the strikeout. And now 0-2 pitch here to Rhys Hoskins. And he swings and misses at an 84-mile-an-hour pitch there on 3 pitches. So a couple of strikeouts here. And, man, the pitching, okay, you get a couple of clean innings here for the offense now. Felix Merced at start the 7th. And he sends a ball. That's hit very well. That might go over his glove, and it will for extra bases. Here we go now, an extra base hit and a double off of the wall. And Felix Merced starting the inning off. He's pumped up. He's saying, okay, dugout, it's time now. Let's get back in the game, and that will be the end of the night tonight for the pitcher Logan Webb, who's taken out 5 or 6 full innings done, but he is responsible for that man now at second base here. And now Michael Lorenzen is brought in, and that ball is hitting well, high in the air, and it is gonna be caught right in front of the wall. That ball was hit very well and very high into the air, but unfortunately for Charlotte just could not have the distance. But now you got a man on third, and that's a line drive. Oh, and it's caught out there and out the outfield by Bleday, and they miss a golden opportunity to try and get some more and closure in this game now. And that was a huge missed opportunity, and now it's a 6-3 ball game. But here we go, man. The bullpen tonight for Charlotte has really been dominant as another strikeout. And then with the man on first, this could be 2, and it is a double play to win the inning. So we're seeing it here. But the bullpen for Charlotte is single-handedly keeping the Cougars in this game right now, as they have put together a few solid innings here of relief work. And that's a strikeout. Corey Lee down on strikes here in the bottom of the 8th. Caleb Ferguson coming in with runners on base to end the 8th inning, and he is pumped up after that. Man, Corey Lee would like to have that at bat back to try and get this game closer. And so now we are at the end of 8. And let's see, we're just going to go into the top of the 9th here. And it was 1. Soto, a dive by the first baseman. Man, that's a nice play. Drew Mendoza making a beautiful stop to end the top of the 9th at a dive. Man, what a play there to end the inning. And that saved the inning from continuing. It's now 6-3, bottom of the 9th here, last chance. Let's see what happens. As it looks like Felix Merced starting the inning off and it's striking out. Man, not a good start here to this bottom of the 9th inning for the Cougars here against this closer. That's a ground ball. That is through for a base hit into the outfield for a single. So Willie Castle, he's one of the best closers in the entire league. It's going to be tough to try and score some runs off of him, but that's what they got to do here. Is David Fletcher, I believe, pinch hitting, striking out. And an inside pitch, and he gets him to chase, and so now they're down to their final out. As now, Randy Arozarena here, their leadoff hitter, sending a drive in. It's into the gap, and it's down, and it's going to bounce off the wall. That's going to score a run, as stopping at second is Mendoza, and he's safe. Edwin Rios scores, and it's a 2-run game here with 2 down. And so June Mendoza and Randy Arozarena came into this game with only 2 hits. In the playoffs, he's got 3 hits tonight and 3 ribbies in this game for Charlotte. So now 2 outs still in the inning. First and third, and that's going to be a base hit into the outfield. The Arozarena scores, and it's a 1-run game. Man, all of this with 2 outs here. Johan Moncada makes it a 1-run game, and the Charlotte Cougars are now within a run. Oh, boy. And let's see, they are going to bring in another pitcher here. Willie Castle can't close this one out, and so they bring in Josh Taylor, who pitched a scoreless inning his first time up in relief back earlier in this series. And what a crazy situation this is. 6-0. Chicago had the lead in this game. They're down now only 1 run away from blowing the lead. And so now it's Kyle Saul, their best hitter, and the first pitch takes a curveball high and away. And now a 3-1. An ideal count, and he hits a little chopper, stopped by the pitcher and thrown on to first to end the ball game. And the Cougars hold on for the victory. And it actually was the Cougars. They were up 2-1 in that series. Their acronym was very similar, so I got confused there. But I was right the first time, and the Chicago Blue Sox have moved on to the National League Championship Series here as they have clinched in this divisional round. They will play Atlanta here in the NLCS, and that's going to be a fascinating matchup and the Cougars won that wild card game. They're bunched out in the first round, and they will not be able to bring home their second championship in their history. And a second straight year for Chicago making it to the NLCS. They went there last year, and that's where they ended up getting bowed out to in last year's playoffs. And so here we go, a little bit of a redemption arc for them as they will get their chance in the NLDS. So the only series we do not have decided here is this series between the New York Honey Badgers and the Houston Reapers. Both these teams have been to the World Series. And for New York, they were there last season trying to get back there. And I think they even have a better team this year than they did last season. But they are in a fight and a battle here because this is Game 5. As this is a do-or-die ball game here for both of these teams. But man, it would be a very disappointing season in my eyes for New York to get, to have this good of a team and to win 97 games only for them to lose to 80s to the, I think Houston had 87 wins or something like that on this season. They didn't even have 90 wins, I don't believe. I think it would be a disappointment if you're New York and you lose here in this first round and you can't even get to the divisional round. So, man, for New York, a lot of expectations here, especially at home. A lot of expectations to win this game. As George Kirby is starting for you here in this one. He was a mid-season acquisition for New York to strengthen their pitching staff. And he gets a strikeout there to begin the ball game. And now Eugenio Suarez gets a base hit there as that bounces off of the glove or the arm of the left fielder there for a single here with 1 away. So they get 2 away here, and it's Michael Conforto who's been very good in this series. As he strikes out on a low four-seamer at 96 for the second strikeout for George Kirby already. So now 2 away, just laid on that pitch, couldn't catch you up, and now a full count pitch to Justin Upton is ball 4. And a walk there. Yes, that was a very bad voice crack right there. All right. As now we have the bases loaded. And Andrew Vaughn coming to the plate here. And man, 21 pitches already for George Kirby here in this inning. 5 for 17. A couple of homers already in the playoffs. And he pops it up on the infield. And the catcher, no, it looks like it's going to be the third baseman who makes the catch there. Curtis LaFave settles under the ball to make the catch. So now middle of the first inning here, as New York really avoids a pretty dangerous situation there with the bases loaded. Doesn't give up anything. So now we go to the bottom of the first here, and Ryan Yarbrough pitching for Houston. He pitched in game 1, and he was very, very good in that first game where he pitched 7 innings, 2.57 ERA. He got the win in that first start. So now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, Jesus Sanchez swings and misses for the strikeout, and that is going to be the end of the bottom of the first. So we'll see. I like this pitching matchup here in this game, although I think you have the element for Yarbrough. He's been in this type of an elimination game, an elimination scenario before for George Kirby. This is the first time he's pitched in the playoffs, and he's never pitched an elimination game. That was a nice play by the left fielder. What a throw to gun down the runner trying to go to second, but now first and second here to await another pop-up. I mean, a couple of big RBI opportunities early on in this game for Houston, you see, and they haven't been able to take advantage yet. We'll see. That could definitely come back to bite them. So now 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss by Chris Bryant as he strikes out there for the third K for George Kirby, and a great pitch there, high fastball, could not catch up to it. So, you know, I look at both of these teams that I really like. The Houston lineup, I just did not expect them to be able to bring this series to, 5 games, to be able to win this series against New York. I really thought New York had this series basically the whole way. But now you got a runner on first here for Wilson Contreras, who had an incredible season this year, 1 for 1 in this game. And he sends one driving out to right field, long gone. And Wilson Contreras, 2-0. Houston, the Reapers, score first here in Game 5. Man, that ball absolutely driven. What a great season this year for Wilson Contreras. He had almost 40 home runs on the year, and he knew that ball was gone. Crushed it into the right field seats. And I mean, it was... the right fielder didn't even move on that swing. Man, George Kirby, inexperienced, looking like it might be playing a factor tonight as he gives up another big hit, and already with 67 pitches so far tonight as that ball is hit far and deep into center field. Backing up to the center fielder, and that ball is gone. Paul DeYoung and has hit another home run. Believe that was back-to-back shots by Contreras and DeYoung, and it's a 3-0 game for Houston. Man, a couple of big home runs here in the fourth, and they are not going to be done because that ball is driven into the gap, and it's going to score another run. 4-0 here, Houston in the fourth. And a big, big inning here against George Kirby. A couple of home runs and a double by Chris Bryant. And now it's 4-0. Man, for New York, they got to be able to figure out a way to... I mean, how are you going to come back from this now? Michael Conforto over 2 with a couple of Ks. And he's going to send a ball driven into the gap, and that's going to score Chris Bryant. He's going to come home easily. And up to second goes Conforto. And it's another run. 5-run inning here in the fifth for Houston. And George Kirby getting pounded right now, and he is going to be taken out of the game after that. And, man, inexperience, his first ever, I believe that's his first ever, really big playoff game, his first ever Game 5 elimination scenario. And he really struggled tonight for Houston. And now, man, this is tough because now in New York, they got to try and come back. They're down 6 runs. And they got to try and come back against Ryan Yarbrough, who brought his A game today. Really came to show up and really came to pitch this team to a win, as he's looking really good so far through 5 innings tonight. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning here. 0-2 pitch. Jose Gonzalez trying to get something going for New York, and that might just be the start, as it's going to be a double, looks like. No, he's going to try and go back to first. I think he would have been able to get to second if he just was just going to second the entire way. But regardless, that's a swing and a drive by Henry Todano at the wall. That ball is gone. All right. Henry Todano putting New York on the scoreboard, and that might be all it takes. You never know. I mean, you remember Charlotte was down 6-0 in their game until late, and they almost came back. So we'll see. The first runs of the game given up by Ryan Yarbrough tonight, as it's now a 6-2 game. And Todano, he does a bat flip there, as he kind of knew it was gone. And it was a pretty similar spot, honestly, to where Contreras hit his earlier in the night. Now 2 away, and that's a pop-up by Alec Bohm. And that is going to be caught there in the first base foul line for the out here as we end the 7th inning. Alright, here we go. End of the 7th inning. You got a very few chances now to come back. And we got Terry Rosenthal pitching now for Houston. That is the worst possible thing that New York wanted in that situation, is a double play. That is so tough. And now it's the end of the 8th, and that really hurts them, as now they are down to their final 3 outs against Andres Gonzalez, one of the best closers in the entire league. I mean, he's won reliever of the year back-to-back years. I mean, this guy is just insane at closing games. And now you got Tim Anderson trying to do something against him, and that might have the distance, and it does not. It's caught. Oh, he bounced off the wall. That was close as you can possibly get right there. Really tough. And now you have Josh Naylor, who hits a ground ball over to first, and it's in time, and the Houston Reapers have moved on to the American League Championship Series. And a disappointing end to the season for New York, who won 97 games, who was the favorites to make the World Series in the American League. I was picking this team to make it all the way to the World Series this year, and they get knocked out the first round of the playoffs. Man, what a tough ending for New York, but what a surprise and what an upset here by the Houston Reapers, who will now play Alaska. They're going to play the #1 seed. It won't get easier for them, because they go from playing one extremely tough team to playing another extremely tough team in the Red Wings. But guys, we have the American League and National League Championship Series coming up next. Here, stay tuned. Do not go anywhere. Do not miss any more playoff action. Remember to subscribe to the channel, guys, as I am Lucas from Mars. Playoff coverage continues here in the next episode. Have a great day, everybody. See you later.